Full time in the Super Bowl number 58, and it went to overtime. It was the second overtime Super Bowl. Probably didn't expect it to go to overtime. You know, the 49ers played a great game, and I, as a Chiefs fan, give them full credit. They easily could have got the win. I thought Brock Purdy has had a great season. I thought he's had some weird moments in the playoffs, and I thought he was going to have an okay game. But let me tell you, he had a great game, a fantastic game. He was running, he was passing, he was doing it all, especially late in that fourth quarter and in overtime when they looked down and out. He got the 49ers back into it and got them downfield. Christian McCaffrey had a good game. I don't think he had the best game of his life. But, you know, he had the first touchdown of the match. He had some great carries. He had a lot of carries. I think he had about 23 touches for the game. So Christian McCaffrey was good. George Kittle was very quiet. Obviously went off injured and then came back as well, but very quiet there. As for the Chiefs, you know, to be down by 10-3 and receive the ball in the second half, never let it get out to kind of a two-possession game either, was something I was proud of because I thought that was going to be tough to come back from. Even 10 down was getting tough. But we hung in there, we hung strong, and I think a key moment of the game, you know, there was a couple of fumbles throughout the game. There was a fumble early on from Kansas City, then there was a fumble, I think with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, where Kansas City got the ball, and I think that was a very crucial moment because the 49ers were about to ice that game there, and you know, the Chiefs could have come back and scored some points, but it really could have been too little too late in that situation. So then the other one, obviously Travis Kelce making that massive catch to set up the Harrison Butker field goal to force it at, I think it was 19-19 at that point, which obviously sent the game into overtime. There were some really weird plays that Andy Reid was doing here, but I had a bit of trust in the coach. You know, he's one of the best coaches of all time, and we have got arguably one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback of all time. He's chasing down Tom Brady now with those records, and you know, it was a fantastic victory. Mahomes was running. Mahomes was been great at running in previous years, and this year I haven't seen him run as much as I'd like to. So to see that in the Super Bowl and to see him, you know, do that in big moments is probably why he deserved MVP. Early on, he was playing absolutely terrible, and you know, for his mindset to turn that around and win his third ring is absolutely amazing. But again, 13 was good. Brock Purdy was very good. Don't go bashing Brock Purdy saying he had a bad game, because he didn't. He had a fantastic game. He had a great team around him as well. But in the end, Patrick Mahomes, you know, he's been there before. He knows what to do in those situations. Kelce obviously had 1 yard at halftime. I think he might have had about 30, 40 by the end of the game. But, you know, terrible half from him. But, you know, there was some great plays. Juan Jennings was great as well for the San Francisco 49ers. At one point, people were saying he was going to get MVP. I think Chris Jones had a sack at some point as well. You know, defense obviously wins Super Bowls, and the defense was there. Harrison Butker was doing his job, kicking field goals. Jake Moody missed an extra point. There were plenty of, you know, what-if scenarios for this. Now, as for some prop picks that I provided for you guys, obviously did have heads as the coin toss. The Chiefs to win the coin toss had yellow for the Gatorade. It ended up being purple, which is weird because it became favourite today, but it was an underdog previous days. Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP once again, and the Chiefs to win by 3. I obviously went 27-30, so it's kind of close, but obviously you got that score wrong. Obviously Christian McCaffrey getting the touchdown, Juan Jennings getting a touchdown, Marcus Ventus Scalding, someone who I said I was really looking forward to seeing in this Super Bowl after playing really well, especially in the AFC Championship game and the game before it at Buffalo, the divisional. But McCole Hardman being the hero in the end in overtime. And then the ball fell out, it was punched out, something happened, and he didn't even know he scored a touchdown. So yeah, it was pretty outrageous. It was a crazy Super Bowl that went back and forth. One of the best Super Bowls in a long time, really. And I thought last year's was really, really good, but this did it. And I think the second half made it even better. Usher's performance, different. I didn't mind it, but I didn't love it. I really like Super Bowl halftime show. I love the trailers, all those things. If you've been watching this channel for years, you know that I used to react to movie trailers, but now I just sit, have a beer, have some chicken wings, watch the Super Bowl. And the last couple of years, fortunately, the Kansas City Chiefs have been there. So, you know, my team's been there. I've been very excited. Next year, I don't know. You're chasing 3 straight back to back to back, but it's going to be very tough. I don't know who I'm going to tip next year, but I just don't know if the Kansas City Chiefs can do it. I think they've got the team to do it, but whether they can do it, they surpassed expectation this year. Last thing I want to say for this video before it ends as well is that obviously next Friday, if you didn't know, I am going to the Eras Tour. I am a Taylor Swift fan, but I tell you what, the amount of Instagram posts, the amount of broadcasting, and some of the most cringeworthy stuff by the NFL. Now, I absolutely love Travis and Taylor's relationship, but some of the things that were shown on screen and some of the moments that didn't need to happen, I think there were people counting and cheering, which is fine, the cheering, but counting, and there was like 16 times that she was shown on this broadcast, and that's just shown on the broadcast, not even what's on social media. So I think it was really, really silly by the NFL, considering none of those people like Taylor Swift, Ice Spice, Blake Lively were not there on the field. They were not footballers. They can have their moment, but right now it's the Super Bowl. It's Brock Purdy, it's Patrick Mahomes, it's whoever's there's moment. And as a fan, I was a little bit disappointed by the coverage of the players that, I mentioned Juan Jennings, and I haven't seen one post about him by the NFL at all. But yeah, it was a great Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs have gone back-to-back 25-22. I've had an amazing season with you guys. I'm going to rest up, prepare for the NRL season. NRL content is just about to start now. And let me know what you thought of the Super Bowl. Do you think it was another pick for the Super Bowl MVP? Did your best bet get up? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you're new around here. I look forward to getting my new Super Bowl hat. It hasn't come yet, the Niners and the Chiefs. And I'll see you guys later.